Good morning and welcome to Daybreak with Vivek, Sanal and myself, Muriel Disa. And our first guest is in our studios right
International Women's Day. It's a Women's Day special आज on Talk 100.3 and हमारे पहले guest.
Her name is Nazneen Abbas. Now, she's a veteran of the financial industry. She's also an associate vice president of the Continental Group and has been advising clients on a range of financial services over the past 30 years. Now, a dynamic individual as she is, Nazneen believes in leading from the front and is passionate about spreading financial awareness and the need for proper financial planning. So, welcome to the show, Nazneen.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Muriel. Hi, Vivek.
Happy Women's Day, firstly.
Happy Women's Day, yes. I love these special days, where they make one special day for the entire 365 hard work that we put in.
I was
all
about
the
to say
year.
that. So I'm sure this day was coined also by a man because he was trying to compensate probably for the other 365 days.
I know, but I like it that at least we get recognized. It's
Yeah.
not that it's different in any way,
Right.
but it's at least gives us some recognition.
Right.
So it's good enough. Nothing different.
So tell us a bit about yourself, Nazneen.
A little about myself. Well, I don't think that's time enough because I've been in this industry. I think it's definitely before you all were born, so it's over past 40 years.
Wow.
In the UAE, I've been here,
Okay.
and I have been a product of early marriage,
Mm.
early widow. Very young, I was a widow.
Okay.
All right, and in those days and times where one got married early, it was okay. What do you need to be educated for?
Correct.
Right.
Right, so less learning
Mm.
but more earning, and always the thought was that you'll never need to earn,
Mm.
Right.
and life takes such turns in
Twist and
turns and
gives
twists.
you those lessons. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm a product of all of that,
Mm.
Right.
and I've been through it all, I would say, from struggling through all of the legacy works and all of it,
Okay.
just name it, and I've been through all the experiences possible.
Mm.
All right. So a tough period. It's been ups and downs.
Mhm.
And I would like to introduce myself. I'm popularly known as Nazneen Abbas, but with all credit to my husband, who I'm married to after I lost my husband, Abbas is Vijay.
Okay.
So I'm
Right.
popularly now known as Nazneen Abbas Vijay too.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm
amazing.
quite a mix. So it's with pride that I mentioned, not to forget
Amazing,
my
amazing,
support.
amazing.
to
So
Vijay.
all this, you when you were staying here in UAE or
Only in the UAE, because
Only
I
in
came
the
here very young. I came in when I was only about 19 or something.
Mm.
And by the time you know how it is, we get married. I was still in school when the things all happened,
Right.
Wow.
right? Still in school when the engagement, of course, married a bit later, but I did go through my Montessori training and home science because that's how what we were supposed to be.
Okay.
A good housemaid,
Good wife.
homemaker. Yeah, a good wife and a good homemaker with two lovely kids.
Right.
And then I lost my husband very suddenly through a very freak. It was not even an accident. It was something very unusual,
Right.
right? Which one wouldn't expect.
Mhm.
But I lost him, and then later on in life, almost after 12 years or so, in comes Vijay, and I got married to him, Vijay Pillai. That's his name.
Oh, superb. So
super.
sweet.
So-
Yeah.
yeah. And he's been a great father also to my kids. So we have a lovely
Amazing.
family too.
So what's your association with the Continental Group?
With Continental, actually, the owner, we call him our boss, lovingly we call him our
Right.
boss, Mr. Ashok Sardana, both of us were in Alico, what used to be Alico. We started, I think, our association with insurance that's almost 40 years or so
Right.
with Alico. He was in a different department altogether. I was a queen of personal accident.
Mm.
I used to be known as a queen because I used to sell only personal accidents.
Okay.
And at that time, when I came into the industry, it was without fail, I can say I was the first lady to be walking around on streets,
Wow.
without a doubt. This was in 1983. I'm talking exactly 40 years ago.
Amazing.
I used to go store to store, door to door, talking to everyone about a simple personal accident policy. While Mr. Ashok was on his life side, he was doing more of life insurance.
Mhm.
Then later on, when he started his Continental, at that time I had gone through my upheaval of having lost my husband and things like that, and somehow destiny got us together, and I have been with him almost from the start of Continental.
Oh, which is
Amazing.
amazing.
So
Yeah.
from insurance came in the finance part of.
See, I would not say that we specialize only in insurance. The word insurance is one part of our financial planning.
Okay.
Right.
Actually, financial planning is a total comprehensive solutions to what your soul seeks.
Right.
You know, it's very misunderstood that, oh, if you're going to meet somebody from Continental, it's going to be only for investments or only for insurance
Right.
or any such thing.
Okay.
In fact, recently, due to my experiences and my search for making sure that the women out here, today being Women's Day, are safe, I have gone myself personally into setting up one subdivision within Continental called MAN, which specializes only in legacy planning.
What is legacy planning?
Okay, legacy planning is, again, I would just break it into two, where we misunderstand that legacy planning is only leaving behind how to hand over what you have earned to your next generation. That is one important part, where we have wills and foundations and things like that.
Correct.
But there is another important part where people do not think of legacy planning is, why do we always see ourselves not being in the whole equation? I'm alive. I'm going to grow old.
Correct.
Right? I may have to be paying for a business partner's family who's suddenly, passed away. So there are two parts of legacy planning. But here I'm here today to talk about two important fields. One is financial planning and one is legacy planning, two different things. So we specialize in, I always say, not in products. Right? It is not like, oh, I'm coming to sell you insurance, or I'm coming to sell you mutual funds, or any platform where you can put in your funds.
Right.
It is, I always say that when one of our consultants go out in the market and talk to you, do not talk to anybody who's going to push your product. And I know that people from Continental are so well experienced and
Trained
and all, that we do not push products, but we do a comprehensive understanding of what you want. And
Right.
then products are ample.
Correct.
Products are adapted to what you want.
And who would understand it better than someone who has got immense knowledge in this field,
Absolutely.
who's experienced so much in life, and would always be there to guide what exactly, because I don't think कि ऐसा कोई situation होगा that you would have never come across to find a solution for.
Very true. I think experience is my MBA. Right? I didn't have a chance at that point to go for education and whatever, because circumstances.
Right.
But like I say, the experiences, when a woman talks or when a person also tells me a certain situation, I just relate it back to my personal experiences.
Right.
Because I have gone through being married to one of the wealthiest families in India, through what happens when a person is no more and a young person is left. People never have the same, the way you look at things, it's never the same that, oh, give her everything or her children everything.
Right.
Things are held back,
Right.
right? And then when you come here, we do have the Shari'a law that comes in. So I have been through it all. Have
Right.
lost everything. There was a time when I was on the road all over again, left with my two kids.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
And to start from there, but I always say there's a Rani of Jhansi in all of us women.
Nice.
Put us under
Nice.
pressure and see what comes out.
Oh, I agree, and especially if she's a mom, then
Yes, and
you
a
know,
mom for sure. And a mom for sure.
she'll fight tooth and nail. When you talk about financial awareness, especially where women are concerned, what's your take on the subject financial awareness, and what does it actually refer to?
See, when we say financial awareness, right?
Hmm.
Again, I would ask a woman, see what has happened in our society. Women have always been, it's been ingrained in us to be subservient to the male. It has just been ingrained. And however much we try, like the smile she's got on her face, but that's the truth, you know how it is. And that is what we are trying to get out.
Okay.
So it's always like, okay, it's his decision, so it's got to be the right decision. He tells me to do this car is good, then it's got to be right. Or we should live here, it's got to be right. I want to live in Dubai, but my husband says, no, we have to go back home and, we have to do farming over there. It's whatever he says. All right? And this is what I say, the financial awareness. I'm not trying to say that, I'm not here to spoil relationships or break marriages. Yeah. Be very careful, because from the Eastern, we always have that, a homemaker today needs as much respect. In fact, I think the homemaker tag needs to be called a career.
Right.
All right? Please do not just say that. And I've seen that. I think it should begin from children.
Right.
Even in school, when I've seen when the kids are talking amongst themselves, and when they turn around and say, "Okay, what does your mother do?" And sometimes I've seen the look on the face of the children whose mother is a homemaker.
Right.
They don't want to be part of a conversation. Why?
Right.
Because it's being ingrained in their head, in their minds too, that your mom is doing nothing. She's just a homemaker.
Right.
Which is not true.
Which is not
Absolutely not. That's what I'm saying, that the homemaker's job is one of the toughest jobs.
You know, I still believe that we women that work still have our time off. But if you're a homemaker, it's a never-ending job, and it's a thankless job, because anybody who walks in the house still finds the house not being tidy. The blame is on you. What have you been doing all day?
Exactly.
Putting your feet up.
Absolutely. Like I say, if you're in the house, you open every drawer and it becomes your responsibility to see what's in it. But if you're out, you're out. Yeah.
Right.
And I think it has to begin with the kids, that they need to respect a homemaker as a career. And it also needs to be coming from the man himself, because many a times, like over the 40 years, when I'm sitting and I'm doing a fact find, and we are talking to a man, and when I write the career, and he says, but she's not doing anything. The thing is that she's not doing anything, and
Because she's not earning money? Is that the main reason?
that is what we equate every career only to bringing in the money. And I love and I admire the person. I don't know if I read or heard about this sometime back, where this gentleman called Sohan Roy from the Aries group, where he started giving 25% of the male's paycheck to the woman.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So it was so beautiful that if you're earning X, 25% of yours is going to your wife, if she's a homemaker. Right?
And
So-
that's her money.
and that's her money.
Right. Then this also happens that, for example, a male is working, he also happens to give the salary to manage, right?
To manage.
No, but that should be it. That is my question is, see, here he doesn't want to, what he said is, I don't want to take those chances.
Right.
Right? As a homemaker, we admire that. So let's just give her that 25% as a homemaker. And going further, he even said that if a homemaker is the male and the lady is working in his organization, and he is unable to earn for whatever reason, then only will the 25% be given also.
Nice.
So, I hate that, what should I call
Disparity.
it? Disparity. No, the line where they say that who wears the pants in the house. Why is it pants? Why is it not skirt? That is where it begins, that, okay, the male is always stronger, so who wears the pants in the house?
Right.
There was a movie, I think, Kareena Kapoor
Kiyanka. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that movie, but yes, I heard
Arjun
about it.
Kapoor.
That
And
concept
A homemaker is a homemaker. I think I admire all of it. And here I would like to say that if you're working or if you're a homemaker, see, for homemaker, like you said, the husband gives in the salary. I don't think it
All
happens.
the time.
No, it doesn't happen. I think it must be happening 10 or 15%.
Okay.
No.
Otherwise, he would just take her out and what do you want to buy? Grocery shopping?
Or they give
use
her the
card,
home.
But that has changed a
It's
lot.
not for her. It's to run the house.
Right.
But hasn't it changed a lot?
No.
It is, no, again, there's a very small segment, I would say. But because women are made to feel that, nahi, sab kuch to hai mere paas,
Right.
he's giving me everything. But what we are not realizing is there is a soul that is thirsty in a woman. And all women have just learned not to listen to it. That you cannot, there's no need to listen. Even if you're a career woman,
Right.
My main aim here today would be to talk is let women dream.
Okay.
Why have they curbed their dreams? Subconsciously, every woman wants something. It could be recognition, it could be a home, it could be whatever it could be. It could be just to have their children educated in a certain way.
Right.
But they have their dreams. So the important thing is over here is homemaker or a working person or whatever it is, the home. When you say financial awareness, you ask the question of what is financial awareness, is be aware of everything, the finances of the home. Women are normally not aware of, have they made a will? Okay, where are the documents? And especially today, even when we talk of Muslims, right? For Muslims too, we have very good solutions. Very good solutions where we feel that Muslims need not, that it has to be by Sharia law. Respect the law if you want to go by Sharia law. Make it easier for your people left behind to follow the Sharia law. But if you do not want to follow that, again, I would leave it to each one. There are solutions for everything. So don't say that, oh, we don't have anything to do about it. What can we do?
Right, you can explore and
Explore, meet one of the financial planners, meet a relationship manager, meet somebody who has knowledge, who will understand your soul, right? And will find you the solutions to it.
Myself, Muralisa, and today we are celebrating women from all quarters of life rather, and different industries as well, be it an influencer, be it an entrepreneur, be it a stay-at-home mom, even her journey through.
So we're going to have a guest
today.
is there.
Absolutely,
Arey wah, kya baat hai.
yeah.
But right now we've got Nazneen Abbas, a veteran of the financial industry, and we were having some amazing conversation with her. So, मतलब कितना eye-opening रहा है so far.
I mean, her 40 years of career in the UAE, or rather her 40 years of stay in the country, her take and, her journey through. So before, when we were on a break, Nazneen, we were talking about, is there a particular sector or an industry that is male-dominated or any gender-dominated industry? And I believe the industry that you're from, initially, I do not know now what's the norm, but was always considered male-dominated, which is finance.
You're right. That is what we think, and that's been the thought because we women have allowed it to be that way.
Right.
Like I said, the fear of handling money is always been the reason why the male, we have given them the opportunity that you be the one to provide, you be the one to decide, you be the one to, take all the action that the family needs to take.
Right.
All right. So, but when it comes to money, and like I said, and why that has been that we have been pushing the men is because subconsciously women have just in their minds made up the mind that they don't have the right to have their own goals. It's got to be family goals. It's got to be whatever the male wants.
Right.
But that we do say, that for every relation to be successful, there are only three things that help any marriage, and that is compromise, compromise, and compromise. Right? Those are the 3 points. So whenever it's a relationship, even of a thought of what should be done, there has to be a midway. There is a little compromise from him, a little compromise from her, a little compromise from the kids. So then a substantial good foundation is set.
Yeah.
Right.
Amazing.
So when you turn around and like you are, like most of the people say, but this is a male dominant industry. When you're talking for industry from the side of providing solutions, not anymore. Yes, 40 years, like I said, I've been in the industry. I've been longer in Dubai, longer.
Right.
But 40 years in the industry, it started with, one person. I'm sure there were women in the offices at that time, but going door to door was, I can safely say, like I said, one of the first people. But now, no, women in the industry are looked at with respect.
Right.
Earlier, I would say that women who took on this industry, it was like, oh, तुम्हें कुछ और सही नहीं मिला, कुछ और काम मिला नहीं कि तुम्हें ये करने की जरूरत है.
Correct,
I've been told that so much, and I remember my husband, my late husband, also being told कि क्यों उसे इस काम पे रख रहे हो, teacher बना दो या कुछ, let them go into that sort of an industry. Why does she need to go in this? He had to listen to it too, because it wasn't really looked up as an industry with respect.
Right.
Now we have ladies who have really mastered the industry with their education, right, and have come in. So no longer is there a disparity on this side of solutions providing. But
Right.
yes, the thought when we go to somebody, now that's a thought that we need to wake up the women sitting, whether with a career or a career as a homemaker.
Right.
That doesn't really pay. And like Vivek says, well, the husbands come and hand over the salaries to everyone. I am waiting for that day, but it doesn't happen completely.
मतलब थोड़ा तो रखते हैं अपने लिए.
थोड़ा सा.
बाकी दे देते हैं.
No, but that is exactly what I'm saying is, that
And
my advice would be कि make it 3 sort of sections, right? One has to be a ladies' share. See, but first you pull in everything that you bring in. If you're working as a career, bringing in finances or whatever, you pull in everything. Pay off, it has to be one account, which is a joint account, which is for the family to pay off everything.
Correct.
25% goes to her, 25% to him, to do what they want,
Right.
right? And the other 50% is towards the home expenses.
Mm.
Right.
But of the 25% is what gives the woman the financial independence, as we say.
Nice.
Right, but you know the problem is not that. The problem is, for example, if a man, I'm just giving you rough figures, earning around 10,000, and a woman can only manage to get 2,000. So in his head is she's only earning 2,000, and if I have to pull in all our, all the income in together, so she would be taking the larger chunk. And especially because we come from desi households, the norm is, Acha, now that you've gotten married, everything goes to your wife. So what is she bringing onto the table that you have to shell off so much from your income, and what happens to your future? So the
Who
focus,
would be saying this? Who would-
obviously
the family.
the family, the society.
Society.
And that's how I think we're
वैसा
all.
उल्टा भी होता है ऐसा, मतलब the man earns 2,000, women earns 10.
Yeah,
yes,
why
I
not?
was going to say that. It happens many a times, but no, to stop you there or interrupt you there, sir, sorry. This is where I say compromise. If you want a good relationship and understanding, okay, the lady may be bringing in as maybe only 2,000, correct? But then still it's her responsibility to make sure that there is food on the table. If the dinner is not cooked, then are you going to say that, well, I'm bringing in 10,000, so you have to, literally, it's not said, but the attitude, the body language says that, So that is where the understanding has to come. It's not what you bring in, it is together everything is happening. And ladies do, I heard you talk about equality and
Equity and
inequality, right? So that is where it is. We want equality in respect for what it is. When childbirth happens, the woman has to give up her job or maybe take a back seat maybe for 6 months or so.
Correct.
When somebody is ill in the family, who do you look at?
Mummy.
Mom.
Right? Or if it's your mother-in-law or anybody for that matter who's sick, who's asked to leave? The lady.
The lady.
Right? So there is a reason why all this is happening. So I do not agree where exactly what she said right now, that yes, at the back of the mind, the man feels that I'm bringing in the finance. But till that doesn't change, and what will change that is the woman has to now stand up for herself.
Right.
She needs to sit with her partner and ask the hard-hitting questions. We women put that off completely. Nobody is there to sit and ask the hard-hitting questions. And this is what my main aim is, that women stand up, know what is happening. Most of them are, even if I talk of what if he did not come home this morning or yesterday.
Right.
And they don't want to hear saying, Ram, 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 ye baat bhi mat karo. Or,
Correct, yeah.
Shukar, Alhamdulillah, he's here. We have to face, I'm not saying being superstitious.
Right.
But ask the questions. Know what each one is going to happen to each one.
Oh, which is amazing. So thank you so very much, Nazneen. You walked into our studios and there was not a dull moment. What kind of knowledge
Perspectives that you have, and आपका experience जो है ना बहुत ही amazing. We wish that we could have continued the conversation, but happy International Women's Day to you, Nazneen ji.
Thank you, and to all the ladies, to all women,
and to Vivek, who's also hosting us as well, right? I mean, he's hosting us. So.
No, Vivek needs to talk to their women in their life also and say that everything is equal.
No, but I must say this about him. Very rare do you meet men who partake in household work, who partake in everything, and he is one such man. So I can certainly say that he is definitely the wind beneath the wings of his wife, for sure.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you.
I would just like to end up
Yeah.
with just saying one thing, is
Right.
that women, it's just realize that it's not you're not selfish. To take care of your own self, to take care of your own needs doesn't mean that you're being selfish, because half the women die under that am I being selfish? And remember that you cannot serve from an empty vessel. Do not think that taking care of yourself is being selfish. That's all I would like to say.
Super. Thank you so much.